I read slow and that's okay. I think I did it. Really like hench. I'm so confused. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Guess what week it is? It's my birthday week. Birthday week, birthday week. Hey, hey, hey. I turned 29 on Sunday.
29? 29?
Anyway, it's actually already Thursday of my birthday week. I'm already filming like the whole week essentially, but I did want to film a little bit of like a weekend in my life since it is my birthday week. And also since I am prepping for a shop launch on March 29th, I still have like a few things that I need to get done that I thought would be fun to film as well. How have you guys been? Let me know in the comments below. Give me the tea, give me the gossip. I want to know what's going on in your lives. And let's get into today's vlog. We're back at my desk, aka like probably where I film the majority of my studio vlog setups is literally right here at my desk. But this morning we're gonna print off a new bookmark design that I just finished yesterday. Here she is. It's my little like snail design. We have an orange snail and we have a strawberry snail, and then it says I read slow and that's okay. So I did actually do a poll on my Instagram story of what I should write on this bookmark, and it was pretty close race, but I read slow and that's okay won slightly, so that's what we did. So now we're just going to print this off. Also, I did have a comment on my last YouTube video saying that I should potentially just do my logo a little bit bigger on one side of the bookmark and then on the other side to not do my logo at all, so it's just the design. And I do kind of like that idea. The only problem that I have with it is that it means that I have to have two different like designs of the bookmark in order to print one of them. So before I would basically just like print it and then reprint it but on the opposite side, whereas this time around it's just going to be like one tiny extra step added to it where I'm going to print the one with the logo and then I'll have to put in the design without the bookmark, position it onto my Photoshop and then print it off. I mean, that's not like, you know, the end of the world, but it's just going to add one more step to the process of printing my bookmarks. We're gonna try it out for this one and see how we like it. While I print it off, I'm also going to film some clips to put together for a reel and like a TikTok. They're all positioned on Photoshop. I just use an 8.5 by 11 size canvas and then I put on the grid lines, and the way that I put on the grid lines is by going to view and then show, and then I click on grid, and that kind of just helps me like snap the design to where I want it to be. And yeah, I'm gonna do 2 of the flower ones with a little bit of a bigger logo and then 3 of the I read slow bookmarks. I might potentially try for coloring wise doing different settings for the top 3. So for example, like my printer can print things a little bit darker than what they look like on the screen. So what I might try to do is adjust the brightness and the saturation. So you can kind of see there, like I'm just gonna adjust the brightness to be just a little bit brighter. Maybe I'll do like 20 brightness, and then I will also do hue and saturation and then make the saturation maybe like, see, you can see it gets really saturated, but I want to do maybe like 10, and we're just gonna test that out. You can see it's a little bit brighter than the one on the bottom. We'll do different ones for each, and then I'll write down like what I did for each of them so that I can know exactly which one I prefer to actually print. Something else to note when I'm doing my printing is that I've learned that I have to go into print settings. So once I hit print, I click up here for print settings, and then it will bring me to kind of all the different settings that you can choose. I always do quality and media and change that to photo paper, matte photo paper. And then I've started to actually go into color options and I change it from standard to graphics. And then I also will change the intensity to go a little bit closer to the light side and then contrast a little bit closer to the high side. This basically, I think, just kind of balances to the colors that I see on my screen more than what actually prints in real life. So this is going to be a little bit of a good example of that. The one on the right is basically what prints to the regular settings if I don't change any of the contrast, the brightness, anything like that. Whereas the one on the left is what I saw on my screen screen when I was drawing more, but in order to get this, I had to change the saturation, the brightness, the contrast, like all of that stuff. So it does take a little bit of tweaking and like moving things around to get the colors that you want, but that's honestly why I like printing at home for the majority of my products. The only things I don't get printed at home are my stickers. I've never really had issues with coloring when it comes to printing stickers, but for my art prints and my cards in particular, and now my bookmarks, I feel like I have a very specific vision of what I want the colors to look like, and that is why I have been printing them at home and have not been outsourcing any of these. I also am not at a point right now where like I'm getting so many orders where it would make sense for me to get these outsourced. Maybe one day if I have like hundreds and hundreds of orders for my art prints or my cards, anything like that, I will get them outsourced, but for now I love having the control over every little detail when it comes to printing. Excuse me, what are we doing out there? I'm filming, quiet on set. My god. I wrote down all of the different brightnesses and saturations that I'm going to try for the different bookmarks on this test print, and we'll see how it goes. This part always makes me a little bit nervous just because it's not like I'm wasting paper, because I do have to do a test print, but like I'm using supplies like my ink, my like specialty paper in order to do these prints. So okay, so the coloring doesn't look that different actually based on all the different like saturations and lightness and all that I did. Let's show you. God, the lighting in my apartment is so not good. But like truly they all look the same. One in the middle, the snail one, the orange looks slightly darker than the ones on the left, but these two didn't have, I guess, as much of a difference, so they look pretty similar. The only thing that I'm looking at is that it could be maybe the one in the middle of the three snails. I'm like, that could be the best one. It's looking like the most vibrant out of the three. I mean, not by much. And then these two don't look that different from the ones that I've already printed. They just have slightly more vibrancy, so I might just stick with how I did these ones versus this one here. And then I made the logo slightly bigger than I did on the test prints I've done before. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to print the backs of these without the logos, and then we'll cut them up and see how we like the touch and the feel and just the overall way that they look. Also, I know we went through this in the last vlog of how I'm supposed to feed this paper in order for it to print so it's the same on the back, but of course I've forgotten exactly what I did, so it's going to take me another couple of seconds to just figure that out as well. And if we mess it up, we mess it up. C'est la vie, am I right? I just had a moment. So I know that if it came out this way, I just need to do it, flip it so that it goes in that way. However, now I'm thinking about it. If I put it in like that, it means that the snail ones are gonna come out behind the flower ones because the snail ones came out first before. So if I put it in like this so that it prints up on the right side, right? Or am I just going crazy? I think that's what's gonna happen. But how do I fix that? Oh, hang on. When I test printed these ones, I had 3 of the same and then 2 and it printed fine. Oh no, I'm so confused. I really don't want to mess these up. I'm so annoyed. Okay, so here's the problem. The last time I did this, I basically did them on the paper, like alternating. So it was like one to the other, which means that I didn't run into this issue. I went back into my vlog from last week to see how I printed them. So obviously I wasn't gonna have an issue.
A few moments later.
Okay. I actually think it wasn't actually as much rocket science as I thought it was going to be, because I think I literally just have to reverse them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just have to basically do this the opposite way. I just moved the bottom one to the top and then the second one to there and vice versa. And then the one in the middle obviously is just gonna stay as the one in the middle, right? We're gonna try it. And next time I do this, I'm gonna either do alternating again or just all the same design on one page. I just know for a fact every single time it's gonna make me feel dumb. Okay, I hit print, so there's no going back now. I guess I could just stop printing it halfway through, but we need to commit, okay? Moment of truth. I think I did it. I think I did it. Never doubt yourself, okay? It's the same, it's the same, it's the same. We'll just have to make sure that the coloring is the same, but also like these aren't that different color-wise that I don't think it's gonna be terrible if it happens, but for right now, I think they're the same. Well, thank God for that. That probably took me like 10 minutes to figure out, so not really that much time, but also like 10 minutes too long, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's cut them up and see what they look like with the rounded edges and like the actual size and everything like that. Interesting. The other thing that I'm noticing is that when I print these off, one side, when I cut them, you'd think it would be like an even cut on both sides, but one side ends up having a little bit of white to them. So it's almost like they are adjusted to the left or to the right when I print them. I don't know how to fix that though. So when I'm printing them, this side has white on the left side, but then on the back, it's like perfectly cut and there's no white on either side. So now when I cut off a little bit of this side with the whiteness, it's going to take away from the design on this side, which like means that it's like off center on one side, I guess. And I don't know how to fix that. Curiouser and curiouser. I don't know how to fix that. God, I feel like I'm truly a woman in STEM doing printing at home. Jesus Christ. But do you see what I mean? Like the W is almost cut off on this side and this side it's also really almost cut off. Okay, we learned some things today. And that's exactly what a test print day is supposed to be. God. Aha. Flip canvas horizontally. Aha. Intriguing. Okay. Well, something to play with. We're gonna have to figure that out at another time. Anyway, I'm all over the place. This is why I can't film a YouTube video, test print, and also be filming a reel at the same time. My brain is in too many different places. I like don't know where I'm going. Anyway, let's do the round corners. I also need to film this for my reel. Oh, God, I need my tripod, aka my water bottle. It's cute. I mean, I like her. You know, this is, I think, the final like design, actual coloring and drawing and everything is perfect. It's just me figuring out how I'm going to be able to flip that design so that's exactly the same when I print it on both sides. Also, if you guys want to also make your own like bookmarks or whatever, you're watching this for inspiration, I don't know. My paper cutter that I use, this one comes with different like corner sizes. So we have small, medium, and large. And for the round edges on my bookmarks, I've been using the large size because I feel like I like really gentle curve on here. And then I did the small one, the small size on my business card. The small size is definitely a bit more of like a sharper curve, whereas the one on the bookmark is a little bit more of like, you know, a slower, more gentle curve. That's gonna be my test printing for the day done, and we'll figure out the whole like adjusting thing another day because I don't want to do that right now. Hi, it's future Sarah. I actually was able to figure out the problem with the bookmark like adjustment situation that I was having. That was really bothering me and I was like, I need to figure this out. I thought that I would show you guys in case some of you are also trying to figure out how to print things at home. So essentially what I do, so I put in all of my designs, I do all of my like brightness and saturation changes on here, and these ones are all facing to the right. So the top of the bookmark is to the right of the page. I'm gonna print this off the way that I would normally just print it, and we put that in like normal. We will hit print. That one is now printing. So what I have figured out is then I put in the new design for the opposite side, the opposite way that the other page was printed. So you see how the I is now on the left, whereas the I on the first print is going to be to the right. So I basically just flip the design over, and then once the page comes out printed, I will show you how with this specific printer. I don't know if it's going to be the same for all printers, but for my one, the Canon IP8720, how I will then take the page out and flip it in a certain way for it to actually print to look like this on both sides. This was my like first batch that actually ended up working perfectly. So you can see that there is the same amount of gingham on both sides. The I read slow and that's okay, is very well scented. And then on the opposite side, it's the exact same. Okay, so once it has printed, I'm gonna take the paper and it came out like this. So the top snail is to the left. So I'm basically just going to flip it to the right. So then on the other side, it's gonna be like this going, I'm feeding the paper in this way so that the design can then be printed on this side. So basically, comes out this way and then you just flip it over and feed it in that way. Okay, paper is in. We've done the adjusting on Photoshop and we're just going to print it again. Okay, and that is the other side printed. And as you can see, it came out where the top snail is on the right side, whereas initially the top snail came out on the left side of my printer, and that's why we did the flip around. So now it looks like this on both sides. It's pretty much mirrored exactly, and they will come out looking all perfect. That is how I ended up being able to print these perfectly mirrored on both sides with no like weird adjustment where basically the W was gonna be almost cut off. Took me a couple of days, but we figured it out. Of course, we also figured it out off camera because I feel like sometimes when I'm like doing things on camera, I get a little bit like overwhelmed and stressed that I have to do things perfectly or whatever. Yeah, so I sat down with myself for a while and was able to figure this out. I totally just packed all of my Etsy orders without even filming, so that's my bad. I'm also trying to use up these branded stickers that I made a while ago because I made my new logo and I want to get different ones. Another thing I've been working on is completely finalizing the sticker sheet that I showed you guys last week. So I decided that I wanted to make all of these little heart designs and twinkle designs into tiny stickers as well. So I did little outlines for the cut lines for the business that I'm going to send it to. And then I added my new logo on the bottom, and those were kind of like the only tweaks that I did. Anyway, let me know what you think about the new bookmark design. If you like the idea of having the logo on one side and not having it on the other side, I do actually think I like that idea, so I might stick with it. I also actually ordered 3 new sticker designs for this launch coming up on March 29th, so hopefully those arrive in the next like week or so, and that way I can show you guys and take product photos for them and all of that. But so many fun, cool, exciting things on the horizon. We have therapy today at 4 p.m, so I'm excited to kind of just like talk through some of the things that have been going on in my brain recently. But I feel like I've been relatively productive this morning, which is always nice. Right, let's go for our sanity walk to the post office and drop off my Etsy orders. I also am gonna bring a couple of my bookmarks just to see if I can like find anywhere like kind of aesthetic to take pictures of my bookmarks in direct sunlight that's not in my apartment. It's spring, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm grateful for the fact that I'm not having to wear like a bunch of layers of like heat tech and a scarf and gloves and a hat, but like I feel like we're in full spring right now and it's just gonna go back to being really cold for the next couple of weeks. This jacket makes me feel really like hench. Like, I feel like it's a little bit too big on me, so whenever I put it on, it just feels like it's kind of swallowing me whole. But alas alack, I thrifted her and she was 20 bucks, so like, what are you gonna do? We've got the orders, we've got the phone for photography and safety, and we've got the bookmarks in my bag, so let's do this thing. Monday. My birthday was yesterday. I only filmed a few clips over the weekend, I think literally just yesterday, because I kept forgetting to pull out my camera. I had a lovely day. It was just very chilled, laid back. I mean, I feel like my 29th birthday isn't really that important. Like, next year is the big one, the big 3-0. So this year I kind of just did like a very chill day with a couple of good friends, my sister, her fiance. It was just very relaxing. But on Saturday, we went to Woodbury Commons, which is basically just like an outlet mall in New York. It's like outside the city, about an hour drive. So we rented a car on Saturday and drove up there, and we were able to get some good things. Give you guys a little haul, you know? we love a haul. I've gone into running this year, which means that there's a whole opportunity for new clothes when it comes to running. And I mean, you can literally wear anything to run in. Any clothes you put on are running clothes, really. But for my birthday, I did get given a Nike gift card. So I was able to go to the outlet store and kind of like get more bang for my buck because it was an outlet store. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a haul of what I was able to get at Nike. Here we go. I actually only got 4 things from Nike, but I also got a couple of other things from other stores. So they're all in this bag. Actually, I guess I'll just like give you guys a run through of everything I got, not just from Nike. We went to a Goodwill just before we went to the outlet mall, and I was able to find this gold frame for $3. I love a gold frame, and I feel like every time I go to a thrift store, I always usually find like one. This is gonna be a great addition to my collection. I'll also put clips of me trying them on here so you can see what they look like on. I first got this cropped white like workout shirt. It's very breathable and it's that dry fit material. I don't have a cropped workout top, so I liked this, just a cropped top. Then I also got another workout top, but this one is in black and it's not a cropped one, it's just a long one. The back of it has sort of like a mesh material, not the whole back of it, just a little bit of it, which I think is gonna make it more like breathable and easy for warmer weather when I'm running. Then I got these leggings. They're just black leggings, but the ankle and the calf have this little like mesh detailing, so again, breathability. The last thing I'm actually wearing right now, so I can't really hold up, but I got this Nike sports bra in white. It's just one of their classic sports bras. It has a racer back to it. I got it in white because they didn't have it in my size in the black color, so I probably wouldn't have normally like reached for the white, but honestly, like, it's not see-through or anything, and I do like the white again because I feel like I usually get things in black, so this was nice. And it's definitely not like gonna be a sports bra for high intensity workouts. I don't really do high intensity workouts, so I feel like this will be compressive enough and I won't be like annoyed by it when I'm running, so definitely a good purchase as well. So that's everything I got from Nike. Definitely a good haul, but also like the outlet stores really are that girl. I keep saying that these days, that girl, because you just get so much more bang for your buck. Like I said, you get so many more like pieces of clothing and stuff at a cheaper rate, and it's just like so I love a deal. I love going in there and being like, yeah, I'm gonna get you because you're so much cheaper. I do buy things at full price still these days, but like you don't really have to buy anything at full price anymore because everybody's always having sales. You go to an outlet store, like it's just, you know what I mean? Like if you wait it out a little bit, you can always get things for cheaper. Anyway, moving on. We then went to Aerie and I was able to get these pants. They're kind of like in between a sweatpant and a legging. I really like these pants. I actually wore these yesterday on my birthday since we were just chilling. They are so comfortable and I know I'm gonna get so much wear out of these pants. They're like snug on the stomach and the butt, but they just flare down and it's just, they're so comfortable. These will be great for traveling. These are gonna be great for just like at home days. I love these pants. Highly recommend. I'm also actually wearing the other things because I thought I was gonna do the try on part now. I got these high-waisted biker shorts. They're literally just biker shorts, but they're very high-waisted, which I like. I'm kind of self-conscious about my belly, so when I do go out running in like super warm weather, I feel like it'll be nice to just wear a sports bra and high-waisted ones. I also like that they're a little bit longer than another pair of biker shorts that I have because those rind up and then I start chafing. These I don't think I'm gonna chafe in, but they're just like a good length. Again, they're in black, which like I was saying, most of my clothes are in black. And then the last thing that I purchased while we were at the outlet stores was actually from Reformation. Their Reformation there is pretty small. They had so much stuff there for such a discounted rate. And I mean, some of the other things weren't like a huge discount, but like Reformation, I feel like they only do a couple sales a year and it's like 20% off. So it's not really like you actually get that much of a deal. I've been lucky with Reformation the past year because I was able to go to a sample sale and I got like 2 linen, a dress and then a linen set for so much cheaper, like cheaper than one of those items at full price. I got those 3 items. I just love getting a deal at Reformation. I do think that their prices are like just a little bit too high. Anyway, I got these shorts. I have a pair of denim shorts right now that are like more like jorts. They're pretty long. I found them in the men's section at a thrift store. They're not the perfect jean shorts for me, so I definitely have been wanting to get a new pair of jean shorts, but like jean shorts are so hard to buy. Anyway, found these ones. These are the Charlene ones. I got them in a waist 30. But the only thing I don't love about these is that they're a button fly instead of a zip fly. But other than that, they're pretty much like a perfect jean short for me. They're like, you know, it's a bit of a stretchier denim, so they're not gonna be like super tight on me and uncomfortable. They're a good length. My cheeks aren't hanging out. I'm not gonna really chafe in them. They're great. I also like the denim color. They're the same color as my denim jeans that I have from, the same color that I have in my jeans from Reformation, and I just like feel like this is a classic denim color. But yeah, these originally are $198 and I got them for $38.40. So such a good deal. I was like, you can't say no to these. Like, that's crazy. I'm gonna be wearing these a lot in the summer, so I'm very excited about those. And yeah, that was everything that I got at the outlet stores. I feel like it was definitely worth the hour drive out there. So I'm gonna end off the vlog here. This is a really chatty clip. I've been talking for 15 minutes, so I gotta turn this thing off. But thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit patchworky in the sense that like we did some small business stuff in the beginning and then we just did a whole long ramble spamble here. But I really appreciate it. We're at like 615 subscribers, which is so crazy to me. I feel like we're so close to 1,000, which I never thought that I would get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So whenever we do hit that, it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna get myself like a cake or something, you know? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to like, comment, and subscribe, it really does help me grow and shows me that you guys like this content. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.